Hey guys, Steve here, just with a quick video about toy factories and toy manufacturing in India. I've actually been heading to India since about 2013 to go and look at toy factories there. Our company introduced 5 or 6 out of 10 of the world's biggest toy companies to India for toy manufacturing. So it's like quite a big part of what I've been doing for the last decade, but I suddenly realised that I've never actually recorded a video on this topic for this channel. So here we go. So India, what's it all about for toy manufacturing? So currently, like I said, I introduced quite a lot of companies to India for toy manufacturing. More than half of the world's biggest toy companies are currently manufacturing out of India. They're not necessarily doing that, by the way, because they particularly want to. They're doing that because they kind of feel that they have to. And I'll explain the reasons for that. So as China's role in the world, and certainly in terms of low-end manufacturing, is changing, as that whole manufacturing economy is upscaling significantly, the way I normally put it is that China is now better suited to making real cars than toy cars. Even though they still have massive production capacity and there are still factories who will make you those toy cars, logically speaking, it's not necessarily what they're going to be best at this stage in time. And also, geopolitically, there's a lot of movements which kind of make it complicated to rely on only one manufacturing hub, as we may have been able to do 10 or 15 years ago. So when you look at the other alternatives, only one country in the world has a comparable, if not slightly larger population versus China, and that's India. So more than 1.4 billion people. There's a massive workforce. There's also a massively underutilized workforce. So China's workforce is reportedly 700 million plus people. India's is more in the region of 500 million. There's a lot of people, especially women, who are underworking, if that's a phrase. Bear with me because there's an annoying car alarm going off in the background. Hopefully it's not too loud on the video. But yeah, so the big thing is not just the availability of labour, although there is huge availability of labour, and labour in production is really important in the toy industry, because we tend to have toys that come and go and don't manufacture huge quantities every year, so that you can kind of automate and invest in robots and all that kind of stuff. So we tend to need a lot of labour, and so India has huge abundant labour, like I said. But most importantly, we don't just need labour availability, we need cheap labour availability. So currently in India, a factory line, production line worker will get paid in the region of about $220 US all in for a 6-day working week. So $220 per month, by the way, not per week or anything. And in China, I talked to a Chinese factory owner recently who's paying as much as $1,000 US equivalent nowadays. But maybe $700 or $800 might be kind of par. So you're seeing a massive labour cost advantage. India also has a gigantic embedded industrial capacity. People don't realise, but they produce about 25 million cars a year in India, which means that 25 million cars worth of injection moulded, blow moulded plastic, foams, and kind of all the kind of things and processes and capabilities which are used in the production of toys. So that's another reason why India is definitely an option. Now look, there's a reality here, which is this. India is not as friction-free for toy production as China. China is incredibly efficient at this stage in time, and if you're looking for the easiest path with the least wasted kind of management time, then China is still probably going to be the best option, albeit with some kind of geopolitical risks nowadays. Yeah, it's not as friction-free in India. But to put that in context, when I first went there, India was about number 130 in the global ease of doing business index, and it's now kind of in the 60s, moving towards the 50s. So it has got a lot better over the course of the time that I've been going to India. And I think in terms of the type of products you can make there, it's mostly plastic. So all the things where you need labour, so injection moulded plastic, mechanical items where there's multiple components that need to be assembled and tested. That's the kind of thing that's going to be most cost effective in India, just because of the low labour cost. But you can also find really good plush manufacturing in India. We're starting to see some kind of feature plush with electronics nowadays. Cardboard games. I work with a really good cardboard games factory, actually. So yeah, all that kind of stuff you can make from India nowadays. So I guess the way I would summarise the opportunity in India is, most of the companies who are there are not there because they really want to be. Everyone would really rather just stay in China, but that's not necessarily an option anymore. And you can take the ostrich in the sand approach, I guess, but we all are going to need some alternatives. And really only India, out of any other country in the world, could ramp up relatively quickly to take on huge capacity. Let's say if China closed tomorrow for whatever reasons that might be, you would find that India would be the only one that could take huge capacity quickly. Now, it would not be a smooth process. It would, frankly speaking, be a bit of a nightmare to suddenly dump like $10 billion of toy production on India, but it could get done, and it probably would get done one way or another, even if it would lead to some stress and frayed nerves, especially for people like me. So yeah, I think, look, here's the reality. I think India's an inevitability for toy manufacturing. So, we're all going to head there, and the alternatives, all have their pros and cons. India has some pros and cons as well, so I'm not kind of evangelistic about this. It has to suit what you're looking to do, and in some cases it won't, right? So I would be a little bit cautious, take advice, and I'm not just saying for me, there's other people who can talk to you about India. The one thing I would say is, let me be really frank here as well, is that I have 100%, after I guess it would be about 12 and a half, 13 years since I first went to India, I have 100% conversion ratio on companies who visit India to look at factories and they're starting production. So it is much, much better than people probably anticipate, although it does have some kind of challenges still. So yeah, that's the summary on India. If you want to know more about this topic, check out our website, our venture that looks specifically at India, which is www.toyteamindia.com. And yeah, that's all for now. So thanks for watching, and bye.